Good morning, I'm Bounty, and today I'm gonna be ranking every single mustache in the Super Mario universe. Please enjoy. I think the bottom of the barrel is like not even a mustache. Second to last, shave it off. The GOAT. A is like beautiful. B is like aight. I think I'm gonna start off with the Summer guy. A pretty respectable mustache. Actually very big for his head size, if you look at it. So like a very big status symbol. I'm not sure if this is a graphical glitch, but there's a small line connecting his two handlebars. That's a manly mustache, you know? I think the line in between the two kind of ruins it a bit. Otto von Bismarck. Mustache vibes. Yeah, look at that. Uniform too, yeah, you're right. Oh my god, look at the dots. Is the Summer guy, was he inspired by like Otto von Bismarck? I totally see that. I'm not sure if that is his natural beard, or if this is like a combination of seagrass or seaweed or some stuff like that. We're gonna look at the mustache primarily, but we have to take the beard into consideration, right? Fake vibes, can we get a better image? Are you questioning his beard genetic right now, Goliath? Look at that. He's got some texturing going on as well. Rabbits are all posers? Nah. I have a hard time believing that. You cannot tell me that's a poser. That's a necklace, actually. I thought that was just junk hanging in his beard. That actually makes his beard look even better. I'm not gonna lie. The fact that this is a deliberate style choice and not just some trash hanging in his beard actually turns this close to like the GOAT. If we look at the mustache though, the mustache itself, I do want to emphasize that, is not super impressive. I think Augie deserves into beautiful territory. He's got a very interesting thing going on. He's got the mustache and the eyebrow combo. Like his eyebrows are so majestic that you can't even see his eyes. I think the mustache with the eyebrows fits very well. I feel like he could probably work on that a little bit. It kind of accentuates his egg shape a little. Also, he's got that dreadful two coloring going on. You know, his hair is purple, but his beard and his eyebrows are black. I'm not a big fan of that. Usually, the egg looks like a diaper. It does. That doesn't help his case. I mean, honestly, I could see him looking better without the mustache. He would definitely look younger. I think this makes him look old. The diaper is weird. I'm gonna say bottle, shave it off, and also trim those eyebrows. Like, seriously. Now, the inverse is the case with Mr. Bubbles. Right here. He has a little bit of a better ratio going. He's got the thick mustache and he does have impressive eyebrows, but the eyebrows are not as overwhelming as they are with Bottle. The mustache is actually the prime focus of him. Like that is his main aesthetic. He's wearing a pear costume, which is a bit odd, I think. It makes him look fat, honestly. Like I'm just gonna say it. The pear outfit makes him look fat. Goliath says never shave Bubbles. I agree, actually. I think Bubbles does not need to shave. His mustache is fine. Same thing as with Bottle. I think it makes him look older than he probably is. I would say this is aight. That's aight. There's nothing to say on him, man. Honestly, he's got probably the most impressive mustache I've ever seen. His mustache is as thick as himself. There's no eyebrows overshadowing it. In fact, he doesn't have any hair at all except for his mustache. I feel like his genetics is laid out in such a way so that every single hair on his body just accumulates on his upper lip. He was born bald, but he was born with a mustache. I'm sure of that. That's a 10 out of 10 mustache. I agree. Charlton is as goated of a mustache as you can get. Like, he's got the shoe choice to go along with it. That's a man that knows his style. If he saved, man. Oh no. That would be terrible. Charlton is the GOAT. That's a goated mustache. I think the Mario universe really appreciates eyebrows. That is probably something that we can't relate to that much. He has some well-curated eyebrows. Like his mustache, also pretty trim. I'm not sure how you sculpt a mustache made of ice. That's probably pretty tricky, which is even more impressive because Chief Chili doesn't have hands. I'm not sure how he trims his mustache and his eyebrows. Maybe he just has goated genetics and it just looks like that all the time. He might just have like a really good barber. Props to him for taking the time. You know, he's probably pretty busy. I wouldn't say he's got a goated mustache necessarily, but that's a beautiful mustache. I would like to point out that you seem to have a bias against noses. Against noses? That is a fair point. That is a fair point. The only two people with a nose, they're the very bottom. Maybe that will change now. This man has a very prominent nose. Now, this is a very thin mustache. What is a mustache anyway? That's a good point. I guess it's hair that grows from the skin area, like between the lips and the nose. This is a decent mustache. I can respect the attempt. He could use a thicker mustache, I think. He's got a pretty bald look going on. If you're bald, a mustache or a beard can help a lot, I think. That can help a lot. By your definition, a nose is required. Oh. Okay. By my definition, you would also require lips, which Chief Chili doesn't have. We need a different definition. Yeah, you're right about that, huh? Those are nose hair extensions. Should Krygor shave? Oh, I think that wouldn't do him any favors. Not at all. I think this is just an alright beard. It's alright. It's nothing to write home about, but it's also not shave-worthy. What do we think about Wario? He definitely has more of a mustache than Krygor. Wario's hair is actually a light brown. So I'm not sure what's going on there. I don't know why Wario has light brown hair, but black eyebrows and black nose/mustache hair. Does he dye his eyebrows and his mustache? What is he trying to hide? I'm conflicted about Wario, I'm not gonna lie. I wouldn't necessarily call this a manly mustache. It's kind of a funky mustache, you know? I might actually add a row. You can have a mustache that is better than alright. Not necessarily manly, but still a good mustache. So we should have a funky mustache category. Funky mustache. You know what? I think I'll have to put this into not even a mustache. I mean, if this is a mustache, you've got me confused over here. I apologize if this is just the style that you were trying to go for with your facial hair. I must say, at first glance, I like what I'm seeing. These guys are rocking the white hairstyle. I think these guys are beautiful. In this instance, I want you to observe the color of his mustache. Cannelloni knows what he's trying to go for here. He has the purple rocking all over the place, right? A very nice accessory, a nice complement to the colors that he's wearing. This is a dyed mustache. Usually I'm not that big of a fan, but Cannelloni manages to pull it off. So I think we gotta go with funky on this one. Cannelloni, funky guy. We got Mr. Don Pianta over here, leader of the Pianta family, the bane of Rogueport, man. He's got a subtle mustache, actually. It doesn't stick out that much from his overall looks, but it adds a level of authority that cannot be understated. I'm not saying he could reach Charlatan levels, because nobody can reach Charlatan levels. You need to be a genetic freak to get a mustache like that, but I also feel that he could do a little bit more. Nose hairs? Do you think that Don Pianta, owner of the Pianta Parlor and the adjacent item shop, do you think that this man has nose hair in his mustache? Given that his nose is bigger than his brain. Oh my god. Tell me I did not just read that. You better not show up in Rogueport again, Goliath. You show up in Rogueport, you're a dead man. You step 1 foot into that harbor, you're done. You're done. I'm coming for Rogueport. The dawn is washed. You try. Yeah, I dare you to try. I've got the Pianta family on notice. I feel like Don Pianta, that's a beautiful mustache. Although, actually, I would say manly. Yeah, I have to recant my statement. I would say this is a manly mustache. The mustache, honestly, I mean, it is voluminous. I feel like he could use some energy in that mustache. You know, maybe like some gel or something to straighten it out. Kind of like, It does look kind of heavy. Looks wet. Ugh. You think he's just drooling into it all the time? Oh, actually, it does look wet, doesn't it? You know what? Shave it off. Please shave it off, Dr. Snooze. You made it so much worse. I don't want to imagine what happens if you squish it, man. Ugh, it's just gonna drip. Ugh, nah. Dr. Snoozemore, no. Oh my god. That is not quite, but almost a Charlatan level mustache. Because if you look at it, Charlatan's mustache, if you like move it a little bit to the right, It covers up almost or pretty much the exact width of Charlton's body on this area. Goon Papa's mustache, while not exactly there, not quite, it fills up about half of his body. That's a perfect dad mustache, yes. I agree. That exudes dad strength and huge dad energy. It really is the Charlton equivalent for Goombas. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's the perfect get the belt mustache. I don't think Goon Papa is that kind of a dad. He's not giving me those vibes. I feel like he's more of a good guy dad. You're like, oh dad, I got a bad grade in school, and he's just like, it's all right, son. You only see the mustache. It's the mustache talking to you, actually. Maybe it's not even the dad. With a mustache like that, I feel like the mustache takes over the parenting obligations. This is daddy issue chick magnet here. This is a mustache you don't want to disappoint. Yes, that's a beautiful mustache. That's a mustache filled with emotions and personality, and a very versatile one. Like, if you're rocking this as a dad, you've got that nice dad energy. If you're rocking it as a bachelor, as a singular guy, a guy with no commitments, nobody to go home to, you can get that daddy issue chick magnet style. Beautiful mustache. Would you argue this is a goated mustache? Would you put him on the same level as Charlton? You would agree? It does rock the dad look. It is perfection. It is goated. I agree. We're putting Goon Papa into goat. Nice, Goon Papa. Fantastic. I think this is from the Origami King. So this is a rare specimen. In a time where mustaches are not very popular, this guy decides to go out there and rock one. Mustaches in the age of Paper Mario, in the age of Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga, in the age of Super Paper Mario, and even a little bit in Dream Team Bros, mustaches were given. Like, if you look at this, we've got so many mustaches from the early Paper Marios and the early Mario and Luigi's. This is from one of the most recent Mario RPGs. Mustaches are few and far between nowadays. So this is a bold move on this Koopa Troopa's part that we should not ignore. This guy has some balls to wear the mustache like that. Counterpoint, this is a costume. He doesn't actually have a stash. Oh, okay, see, that context I was missing, actually. Origami King has a sequence where characters dress up like old-fashioned Japan. This is the exact same Koopa Troopa, I think. They're on the left, folding laundry. Koopa Troopa with a mustache. Costume. The literal picture is called Koopa Troopa costume. I think this is confirmation, as much confirmation as we can get. So I would actually go so far as to say that this is not even a mustache. It does not even deserve a mustache rating. You can count yourself lucky that we don't shave it off for you. We leave it up to you. You can wear it if you want to. We don't recommend it, but this is not a mustache, so this is out of our jurisdiction. We don't deal with cosplays. We deal with real mustaches on real men. Or women. I don't discriminate. If you want to wear a mustache as a woman, that is fine by me. I will rate it accordingly, according to the regulations of the Mustache Commission. And that's all there is to it. I believe all Koopas can't grow facial hair. Something to go against that. Look at Mr. This guy. Would you tell me that Mr. Koopa Coot, this is not a mustache, to be fair, not a mustache, but we do pay respect to beard-wearing Mario characters. Although, yes, this is technically not even a mustache. That's algae? No, it's not. Some kind of moldy... You think so? You think... Nah, that's not mold. None of the Bowser kids have facial hair. Well, they're kids, right? They haven't even hit puberty, probably. It could be a skin parasite, but it's still a beard. Listen, I don't like where this is going. I think considering that this may or may not be mold or a parasite or... LG, I think we should tell Koopa Coop to shave it off. Like, maybe he likes it, maybe he just kind of forgot about it. It isn't even a mustache, though. This is not even a mustache. I agree. Let's just disregard the beards. Also, if we If we consider what we talked about with Dr. Snoozemore, that's probably wet. That's probably wet. His beard is probably wet all day. Yeah, let's look at the mayor of Far Outpost. You like Mayor Bob's stash? Think it gives him authority? I tend to agree with you. Yeah, that is probably why he was elected. As far as I know, mustaches are pretty popular among the Bob-omb community. There could be something to that. You guys are speaking in Russian? I don't like what do you expect of me? I don't know Russian. Bob Nanovka? Can't with you guys, I can't. Russian to English. No. No, you're insane. You're out of your mind. You're out of your mind. You think this is a funky mustache? I feel like he only grew the mustache to fit in. Perhaps, yes. He's got the whistle. This is a sports coach if I've ever seen one. This guy wants to blend in so much. He's gonna start coaching minor leagues or something. He like respects the culture of the planet that he moved to. And for that, I respect him a lot. This is still a funky mustache. Where is Bluster Kong? See, I wasn't sure about adding the Donkey Kong line of mustaches. Kong Family Tree is one of the main draws of this channel, no cap. Agreed. If you want, we can include the extended Kong Family Tree as well. I would be down for that. We need Bluster Kong. There is no way we cannot get Bluster Kong. Oh my god. And then what you said? You said Uncle Kong? Is Uncle Kong a thing? Oh! Well, hello, sir. What is this feller? What the hell am I looking at? Uncle Kong or UK? Is an original character and member of the Kong family who appears only in the Japanese strategy guide for Super Donkey Kong 2, Dixie and Diddy. Yes, I shall take that. He counts. A considerable addition to our mustache ranking. Thank you for the input. We shall see how they fare against the competition of Goom Papa and Charlton. Let's talk about Bluster. Where are we dropping Bluster in this? You know, he's got his mustache rivals the amount of hair on his head. It is finely tuned, finely styled. There are no stray hairs on that upper lip. Every single hair is calculated. Manliness on 100. The question is though, is he peak mustache? Confusing to me is that his mustache and his hair is black, but his fur is brown. Does he dye his mustache? I think there's a high chance it's fake. It almost looks too clean. And the fact that it's black is confusing to me. He has no eyebrows. He probably has like a genetic predisposition to have no hair on his head, like whatsoever. His chest is pretty bare actually. Do you think Bluster is wearing a suit? Maybe this is not even his actual hair. This looks so cleanly cut. I mean, maybe he shaves his chest and his stomach. Maybe he does. I need to get Donkey Kong for reference. Is Donkey Kong's... Okay, all the Kongs have such a clean body. I guess Donkey Kong might be wearing a suit also, looking at this. Look at the image Mario Wiki displays for him. Oh! He's got the cuffs? Yo! Okay, oh my god. Yeah, this might be fan art, but look at this. This is straight from the TV show. The cuff is there. The cuff is there in the manga as well, it seems. This looks like a cuff to me. I mean, if you look at the mustache actually looks different here from the picture that we have from the episode. It looks different in the manga again. I mean, the idea that he may just put on a different mustache every day sounds like it has some credibility. I think you might be correct on this. It's not even a mustache. He's going for a style and I think he succeeded. It's not like the Koopa costume, that's just a costume. Even if it's a prosthetic, it's part of his identity for Bluster. That's a fair point. We should rank Bluster's mustache as if it was a real one. Because maybe to him it is real. Rating Bluster's mustache. Alex says, aight. Goliath says, beautiful. We have ourselves in a conundrum here. Oh, we have Dane saying manly. 3 different answers. 3 different choices. This is the most controversial mustache that we have seen so far. It should not come as a surprise that Bluster leaves an impression. Everywhere he goes, people talk about him. People cannot take his eyes from him. This is an impressive mustache, if for no other reason that it gets people riled up. A very big tie right now. We have 1 vote each for alright, beautiful, and manly. Then we shall have another vote. Because I would have gone for beautiful, I gotta say. You accidentally voted alright. You think so? Who voted beautiful then? You can vote again now. I am casting my own vote this time. I want democracy to decide once and for all. You're unable to vote? Really? It is tied again. How is it still tied? 2 votes for beautiful, 2 votes for alright. Are we getting a 5th vote? Is somebody gonna break that tie? Is it gonna happen? 5 seconds? Oh! The vote has been cast. The disrespect to Bluster's beautiful stash. It has officially been voted in to alright. I'm sorry, Goliath. I'm not sure if you were able to vote in the end or not, but Bluster suffered as a result. Voter suppression. Faked. Rigged votes. Biggest controversy of the year. My god. Clatre hard on the mustache. It's a fake, so it's alright. Again, split opinions on Bluster, man. So split. Oh my god. Let's loosen up the spirit. We have this feller over here. Respectable feller. Now, what we're looking at here is a tree that has survived for many years. It is a great tree. One of the greatest, one of the best, you could say, that has been suffering under the oppression of humanity. It has been cut down by somebody. Now the question is, does old Grand Sappy rock a good mustache? Because this could be like a moss situation going on. Maybe this is just moss. It kind of looks like one of those toy fluffy worms. That's true. It might, like we might be looking at snails here. There we have another picture. He has lifted his eyebrow, or the slug has moved. I'm not sure which one's which. Do you think this is an actual mustache, or are we talking about slugs here? When he was cut down, his eyes moved down. That's a good observation. I would say it's alright too. The color is a bit weak. It's a bit gray. Can't put it higher than Bluster. Agreed. Yeah. Now, listen. Speaking of controversies, do we count these? Again, now we are facing the issue of what even is a mustache. We've got Pompey over here. Dane says not a stash. I feel inclined to agree. Whispers can't be a stash, or we might need to have a lot more animals. These perform a sensory function, not an aesthetic one. We agree on this not being a mustache then. Then we might want to clear out some other whisker-wearing creatures. So Bluey, you go into not even a stash. You're not a stash. Monty Mole? Oh, yeah. We've got Mr. Rocky Wrench. He's got whiskers going on. I'm sorry, Rocky. This is not your time to shine. Maybe some other day. We have another Monty Mole over here. Sorry, Monty. Maybe some other day. What about Mr. Huggle over here? He's rocking kind of the Wario stash. This is arguably could be nose hair, could be a mustache. He's got the Z mustache. You know what I'm saying? I would actually agree with Funky here. Mr. Huddle. He's a funky guy. I think we cleared out the way. You almost escaped. You almost escaped me. This is, yeah, this doesn't count, right? Yeah, I'm sorry, little Viking bunny. You're out. The eyebrow beard combo is sick. What, on this one? Yeah, I like the beard a lot. If this was a beard and mustache ranking, the beard would go hard. But we've already determined that beards only don't count. What about this guy? Almost a barbel, not a whisker. Either way, there's no mustache going on here. No mustache to speak of. I'm sorry. This ain't a mustache king. You gotta come back some other time. Alright, this one though. We've got like the 80s undercover cop mustache going on here. A classic chevron, pristine condition. It actually gives that star some manliness. If he wasn't rocking the chevron, he would look like a baby star. He looks like a young stud with that chevron. I'm still struggling to find a definition for what a mustache even is, but you kind of know what it is when you look at it. You don't have to define a mustache with words, because the mustache itself speaks louder than anything you could come up with. I would put this into manly, actually. Now let's look at King Goomba over here. This is not an impressive stash. It's way too far on the side. It almost looks like an attempt at sideburns, but he kind of turned it into a mustache. That's just weird. I feel like with sideburns, that would probably go hard. Maybe like sideburns and a 3-day stubble, but I have to agree with Alex here. I think this is a shave. He certainly doesn't look royal with this mustache. This guy actually has a considerable mustache ratio. This mustache extends the full width of his face and even beyond it, it seems. It is beautiful. I would actually put it into that category as well. It looks a bit flat, the color, you know. It's not super fancy. It's got a nice shape, a nice ratio, but I wouldn't consider it to be a goat. I think beautiful is a great category for this one. Okay, we can actually clean up some guys that have just a beard. Here we have Kupio's dad, the penguin over here. Nice long beard, just no mustache. We have to be ruthless. We have to figure out the best mustaches only. We cannot make space for bearded people. Beautiful glass display of Merlite. He's some kind of sage, some wizard from Super Paper Mario. This is obviously his mustache. Oh my god. I feel like these wizards, they know what a freaking mustache is. The shape is freaking incredible. You think that's overkill? That's actually a fair point, yes. There is such a thing as too much of a good thing. When he walks, he will just step on it. Maybe funky territory. This is a very funky mustache. I actually think we can apply this to the other magicians as well, to some of them at least. So we've got Merlin on here twice, actually. Merlin, this is also Merlin. This is from Paper Mario the 1000-Year Door. And I guess this is from Super Paper Mario. It's the same guy, but I guess he just let his beard grow out a little, his mustache. It got fancier for sure. Like, he adopted that bubbly shape that the previous guy had. But it's a lot smoother here. Whereas when he was younger, it was a little bit more crackly, right? A little bit less shapen. It was shorter, of course. Maybe he was just having a bad beard day that day when this picture was taken. That could be. Let's rate both of these at the same time. I would put this one into alright category. And this one I would actually say is a beautiful mustache. It looks so smooth up here. He's got a good mustache going. He's got a nice shape actually. This is a shape that we haven't seen so far. I am a big fan of this mustache actually. I would say this is a beautiful one. General White. Paper Mario the 1000-Year Door players will probably remember him best for his fetch quest, where you have to run across the entire map to look for him. This does lend him a lot of authority. It goes well with his attire, and I think the black contrasts nicely against the metal gray of his hull. Without the mustache, he would look like a very young Bomb. For sure. Probably not in a good way. He would look like a recruit or something. A general needs a mustache like that. I think this is a manly mustache. Right next to him we have Gold Bob. He holds himself in a very positive light. Although he looks a bit grumpy there with his eyes. Kind of an aristocratic mustache. A nobleman's mustache, if you will. His upper lip needs to be free to eat fancy food. No food must be stuck in his whiskers. So he's keeping it trim. He's keeping it nice and thin. But I think this goes against him a little bit. Gold Bob could benefit from a thicker mustache, for sure. Shit, if he has a Goom Papa mustache, I think that would go hard. I think so. So this is alright. You can work on that. A male snail with a mustache. It's a fine one. It's also really funky. It's a snail with a mustache. What can I say? It looks good though. It looks good on him. I think it suits him well. Same thing with Coach. We have Coach in here also somewhere. He even has the Ruffy straw hat going on, man. He's got the real Ruffy straw hat. This is so funky. Snails with mustaches and straw hats. The Koopa over here, the Koopa Trooper. One of the few Koopas, again, that has a beard and has a mustache. So we gotta put some respect on that. This guy is called Cuzzle. This is a nice one. Almost too big. Bigger than Cuzzle's head. It doesn't work that well for him, actually. Like, honestly, I don't think it does. He could use some trimming there. I don't believe I'm saying this, but this is almost too big of a mustache. For Cuzzle, he looks more frail with that big of a mustache on him. So I feel like it's alright. It's alright. Alright, mustache. There's never enough mustache. I don't know. I feel like sometimes there's too much mustache. It can be, but usually not. Usually I would agree with you. Usually there's too little mustache going on. We have another double combo going on. Both of them have good facial hair. The red one, I think, looks better. I think the green skin color doesn't vibe well with the green mustache. I would actually go so far as to say that this is a beautiful mustache, because I really love having the extended bars, the mustache bars with the goatee below. I think that looks awesome. I think that looks absolutely terrific. Let me put mallet into alright. That is a beautiful mustache. Not quite the goat. High beautiful, yeah. I'm not even sure if we can consider that a mustache. Although, to be fair, you know what? I think this is his mustache and it just grows that long. Very impressive. Insane eyebrows. This just looks funky, I think. Although, if we agree that this is actually a mustache, not a beard, I think it has to be very close to the top. Because that is an impressive mustache. I'm gonna put this one in beautiful. I would definitely put this like... pretty high beautiful too. He did a good dye job on that one. I want to know which barber he went to, because I need that I need that skill for my hair. Great beard. Now in contrast, is this Merlin again? Do I have Merlin 3 times? This is Merle. I don't know if it's the same as Merlin. It may be. We have Merlin on here. Once in eyed territory with his older beard. Once in the beautiful category. This one, the color is a bit off. It's a bit yellow. You know, those old guys with the yellow beard. I'm not sure if that is like a dirty beard or if it's just the remnants of their blondness. Either way, this one doesn't do a lot. It's so classic and good. It's clean. True, the shape is definitely clean. I like that. It's the yellow though. The yellow doesn't look that good. You know, I was considering actually putting him into shave it off. I feel comfortable putting it into art. I think he did well. When he grew older, it became white. This is actually... Is it the same shape? We're looking at the same shape here. This is a thicker mustache. I believe, in my opinion, this is a better color than what Merle was rocking there back in 1990 something. Lil Chepo, or whatever his name is, Chichepo, he's got something going there. Chet Rippo, that's his name. We can put him into manly. Also, I feel like we need another thing here. Like some mustaches are just good, but not funky, not manly. I feel like I'm gonna put another thing in here. I'm gonna just call it good. I feel like this is a good mustache. How about it? And then we can also put Merle in there. I think Merle is also a good mustache. I feel like that's a good compromise. This is a King Goomba situation. We've talked about it. This does nothing. This does nothing for him. No, this is unacceptable. This is high shave it off. Like the lowest shave it off is probably the worst, right? Also this is giving me the same vibes. Again, the mustache is just too far. This is Hagrid. This is giving me strong Hagrid vibes. But Hagrid had a better upper lip game. I think shave that off, man. Although, honestly, I'm wondering what his chin game is like. I cannot imagine his chin. There's actually a considerable amount of space between his eyes and his teeth. So I fear if I told him to shave it off, I'm not sure what we would be looking at then. Like, that could actually be worse. I'ma save him by putting him into alright. This is what we can call a manly beard. A star without a beard tends to look very young. This is a royal ass mustache. It looks really comfortable too. Like, it looks like you could lie down on that mustache and it would be alright. This is an impressive mustache and I feel confident in putting this one into GOAT category, actually. That does so much for this star. It's incredible. And it genuinely looks like a strong mustache. Like a physically powerful one. We've got 3 GOATs in there now. Where are we going to next? let's consider the Isla Delfino residents. We've got a few Isla Delfino residents to cover. I feel like they need to be investigated a little bit. Listen, we've got the Sunshades vendor, some kind of random ass guy, the Isla Delfino policeman. They have the same mustache, I think. Isla Delfino guys, there is not much variety there. See, the judge had the same thing going, same shape. I feel like with those two guys, it just makes them look like friendly guys, happy-go-lucky. They know how to live a good life, and they know how to grow a good mustache. But then with the police chief, you got little Mr. Clean over here, apprentice policeman. You're not even running away from this guy. You're gonna be like, huh, punk? You've got not a single piece of hair above your lips. What are you gonna tell me? But then the police chief. You're looking at the police chief. He's coming around. It's game. You're going to jail on your own. Yeah, feeling his aura 5 blocks away. That is a big black beard. I feel like the police chief definitely goes into manly. Those two guys, they're good. They're good mustaches, right? Now this next guy, that's questionable. He's got the same shape, right? The shape is not the problem at all. Isla Delfino guys, they've got good genetics, but the color, that's a choice. That's a very deliberate choice. This is a hotel manager. If he were to have it in a different color, that would work. But the green... Nah, chief. Nah, shave it off. Oh, wow. That is a great one. That mustache is so long, well kept. I think it makes him look a lot better. Like, this works for him, you know? Oh, I don't know where to put this. I mean, it is a manly mustache. Just not a very manly creature. Do we put this into beautiful? I think so. Leamington, that's a beautiful stash. The stars have had a very good time so far, so he has a lot to live up to. Although I must say, it works for his personality. But I'm not that big of a fan of these like thin mustaches, especially when there's a lot between the two bars. He does look mean. The eyebrows ain't it, man. The eyebrows do throw it off a bit more. Like, if you imagine him without the eyebrows, oh yeah, that could work better. That could work better as well. He should shave those eyebrows. What about the mustache? If we consider Gold Bob is in alright, he's got the same mustache game going on, kinda. And of course Buster, no Bolter, Buster? Bluster Kong. I feel like he's alright. He's like low-eyed. I feel like next to Gold Bob is a good one. We're looking at the sensei here. You know, it just doesn't seem to suit his personality. The mustache doesn't fit his eyebrows, I think. Like, that's mainly it. I feel like the eyebrows and the mustache, they have to work together a little bit. And they're not working at all. I feel like he should shave that off, actually. Oh, he also has a very weak beard game, I think. A lot of space in between the bars. Listen, if this was one bar, I think that would look fire. That would have that Orlando Bloom circa 2005 look going, which goes hard. I mean, I wouldn't shave it off completely, because then he would look very young, perhaps. He probably goes for that Latino-esque style, you know? So I would say keep it, but exchange it for something else as soon as your beard allows it. Now, what do we think of this mustache? It's a very beautiful one. Like, the Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze mustaches are among the most detailed that we can get in the Super Mario universe, in the extended universe. That's a solid one. I think we can throw this straight into manly. Again, the eyebrows have to work together to form a nice mustache. This one works really well together. Let's put this on a high good. This one, low good. He's twisting his mustache. He's aware of what he's got. I like a man that knows what he's working with, but still, a low good is as much as I can give him, which is good. I mean, the good category does not have that many candidates, so being in it, pretty privileged. This guy, we're running into the same issue again. Too much space in the middle between the mustache. You usually twirl it upwards. I rarely see it being twirled downwards. It's a questionable decision. He also has no other facial hair going on, so that's kind of weird. He's also a weird specimen in general. Like, maybe it's just difficult for him to grow a beard. I understand it, but I'm judging the mustache. I'm not judging the person, alright? I think he should shave that off. I think it's not doing anything for him. I think if he shaved that off, he would look like a really clean, whatever he is, But this way, he just looks kind of lost. He doesn't quite know what he wants to do with himself. You know what I mean? Are those seashells? This might actually not even be a mustache. I'm not sure. Maybe that's just what he grows. Like, that might just be his genetics. We don't know. He might be better off shaving it. I'm sorry. This isn't your style. It doesn't suit you. You look like an egg if you shave it, but I think it's better than this. This looks like a solid mustache. I cannot judge that at all. At least not negatively, you know. This is kind of like a creature as the previous one from Super Paper Mario. They're weird. I don't know what they've got going on. Either way, this is a good mustache. Let's keep it moving. The final, not the final Super Paper Mario guy. We have a lot of those. Super Paper Mario likes their mustaches. I respect that. I like him as well. A questionable choice, but I feel like the way it's laid out, this works. I would put this at a high alright. It's not in good territory yet. I wouldn't go that far, but it's alright. Oh, actually, considering who he is in here with, I would say maybe this is even good. And I would actually say, Merlin, looking at him now, I'm promoting Merlin and this guy to good. Now let's look at Jimmy P. In the same vein, Jimmy T. I think they've got the same mustache going on. They have music notes as mustache handlebars. Do I have to say anything more? That is funky as hell. This is probably the peak funkiness. There is nothing funkier than having a music note as your mustache. Okay, speaking of funky, man. Let's talk about Uncle Kong, man. Okay, listen. This is about the thinnest mustache that I have ever laid eyes on. It is hard to even say that this is a mustache at all. He's got the suit jacket on. He's got the tie. He's got the freaking dress shoes and the little hat. It's almost a that's not a mustache, but it's just enough mustache, I think, to bring him into funky territory, maybe. Although, I mean, yeah, if you look... No, actually, even in isolation, even if you just look at the mustache, like, this is so small, it's almost good again. Because, yeah, we got, like, Bluster in here. Bluster is rocking the same mustache. We got Gold Bob rocking a similar mustache, but Uncle Kong is stepping out there with the thinnest mustache ever. And you look at this guy with his confidence, with this mustache, you cannot help but respect it. A normal man does not simply step out of his door with a mustache like that and feel confident enough to pull off a suit and tie, but Uncle Kong does. I have to put this into funky. Far above alright, far above good. It's just funky, man. At first glance, his eyebrows look more like a mustache than his mustache does. Like, this would be a perfect substitute for his mustache if he ever lost it. But even with what he's got going on, I think this is a good look. He's got nice colors. It gives him the necessary wisdom look that exudes to everybody else. Like, I know what I'm talking about. So I would put this into good. That's a good mustache. Now let's talk about Colorado. I'm sorry, Colorado. That is a really questionable style choice. Now, I don't know if I would recommend him to shave it because it does add to his personality, right? It does give him personality. It does bring him up a step from all of the other Koopa Troopers around. But it's also not good. It could work if he wasn't a Koopa, but for a Koopa, he would need something different. A beard works better for a Koopa, I think. I think their beak is just too big. I mean, I'd like to be proven wrong. Maybe there is a Koopa out there that can really run with a mustache. I just have yet to see one. Now, on the other hand, I feel like a Boo, they can rock mustaches, man. They look really good. We've got Bootler over here. I think that looks just beautiful. It's difficult to rock a white mustache on a white skin color, but he manages to pull it off, and I respect that. I think he's pretty high up there. Let's look at Dementius something. Big robot kind of guy. He's got that Luigi stash going, so we can maybe already talk about Luigi. Actually, we have 3 Luigis going. I'm not sure that we need 3 Luigis. This is basically the same mustache. This one doesn't go so hard, I think. It's tough to see. Feel like this is alright. Shaving it off wouldn't do a lot. Then it wouldn't make it recognizable as Luigi, I think. This could work better. I feel like he should have made it brown. He's got the brown shoes, so why not the brown stash? Mr. L though, you know, Mr. L manages to pull the mustache off really manly, while Luigi doesn't look super manly with it, doesn't look funky with it. That's just a good mustache, like a solid mustache, while Mr. L, manly. That contributes to his overall criminal look, superhero look. I wish that Super Mario did like a superhero game like South Park did. That would be awesome. So Luigi in good. We're gonna put Mr. L into manly. Pretty high up there actually. And then whatever his name is, this is just alright. That is a prime example of a mustache that makes the man. There is nothing to say other than that. If he didn't have the mustache that he has and the beard as well, he would look really different. I'm unironically a big fan of this. You think this is funky category, Alex? I think I agree. I think this is funky. Eggman coated beard. For sure. For sure. Oh my god, that's the same beard. That's the same mustache. He looks so much like the Pringles guy. That's a... Well, okay. In direct comparison, he doesn't. But he's giving the same vibes, I think. And I think the eyebrows complement the mustache very well. This is good. That mustache can work. I think it works for a lot of people. I'm not sure if I'm alone in saying this, but I think Podley, this ain't it. I think it doesn't work super sharply for Podley. Nah, he needs something else. I wouldn't say shave it off, but this is definitely just alright. I like Podley a lot, like as a character. He's obviously from the Thousand Year Door, my jam, you know, Paper Mario. But, I mean, it's still high, alright? It's probably the highest, alright, actually. It's not a bad beard at all, but it just doesn't fit him very well, I think. Then we have, oh, a mustache that fits very well. That's a fine-looking Toad. Ooh. I would love to be served by him. Like, if this was my waiter, I would order extra and I would tip double. Like, that makes this Toad seem so much manlier than he probably is. That is the ideal mustache. I think this is as good of a mustache as a Toad can have. I actually agree with you. I would... Okay, your comment just upgraded this to beautiful, man. To high beautiful. This is peak Toad mustache. Do we goat this? Are we gonna goat this mustache? If we're talking about a mustache that is like the best mustache for an entire race, that's a strong mustache. Not a goat though, not a goat. I don't think it's a goat. Oh, you mean like if it doesn't get better than this, it has to be the goat? The greatest of all time. That's kind of the definition, isn't it? Oh yeah. I think this is the greatest of all time. I think this is the greatest mustache you can get for a Toad. The greatest Toad mustache of all time. Agreed. Let's look at King Bob-omb. Probably, by sheer size, we're looking at the biggest mustache we've seen today. This thing weighs a considerable amount. It looks clean. It looks great. It does make him look a bit fat. Pringles bomb. Now this is a Pringles mustache. I mean, this really is like literally the Pringles mustache on a huge freaking bomb. Would we say that this is a manly? Does this make King Bob-omb more manly? I think it does. Yeah, no, it does give him that kingly essence. King Bob-omb, big guy, big mustache. Okay, I actually also like this beard a lot. I gotta say, good old man mustache. Again, this guy has the eyebrows that cover the eyes going on, but the mustache suits him super well. Mr. Mayor, high good actually, high good. We've got Brock Monsieur. Now this is an interesting mustache shape. Would you put this into funky category? I'm not sure that I feel funky necessarily. If he turns his head by 180 degrees, his beard is an angry eyebrow. Oh yeah, look at that. See, that's a versatile mustache. Holy shit. Okay, that actually adds to the mustache. I feel like that makes it funkier. That's pretty funky. That's a goat? Oh, those are some huge words there, Alex. I would stick with funky on that one. Oh, now we're getting into serious territory. We've got 6 legends. This guy, kind of an outlier. Let's cover him first. Okay, hear me out on this one. This is probably one of the most stylized mustaches that I have ever seen. This goes so hard with his sideburn hair, his eyebrows, and everything else that he's got going on. The mustache in and of itself, nothing to write home about. But in context, wow. A beautiful mustache, I think. Like the combination of all of this, beautifully crafted, the color, perfectly chosen. This octopus guy, I'm not sure if he was just blessed with hair color like that, or if he just is such a G that he knows exactly what he wants from his barber. Either way, great job, octopus thing. We've got Mr. Todsworth, 2 variations. Todsworth the younger, Todsworth the elder. Slight difference in the mustache. Here, it's a bit more confident. There, the mustache has wizened out a little bit. It's straightened out, not as curvy as it was in his younger days. Obviously, it lost the color. The older version does look softer, that's right. It looks a lot softer. This version, the brown, I gotta say, like coupled with his hat, looks fine. I would go so far as to say beautiful mustache. What he's got going for now looks good as well. It definitely portrays him as wiser, but I would only consider this as good. I think this is a good mustache, but a fall from grace from what he had back in the day. Of course, you can't retain everything with age. Like, you lose the color. It's natural. So there's no blame towards Todsworth here, just an observation. Yeah, like Todsworth the younger was a stud. Such a good mustache. We've got Waluigi, we've got Admiral Bobbery, and we've got the Mario himself. Let's start with Waluigi. Waluigi, sir. Waluigi mustache, a goat? Waluigi's a goat. But his mustache? I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, could you see Waluigi with anything else? Shave it. Okay, funky. Funky's probably a good category for Waluigi. No cap. This is a funky shape. The amount of hairspray or beard wax that you would need to get it to be this shape is probably very expensive. And I appreciate that Waluigi goes through that every single day to have his mustache look like it does. Super funky. I have to go to my profile picture on Discord. Yeah, Bobbery is my profile picture and has been for years. You know, I think objectively speaking, I mean, I am very biased. I love Bobbery. He is perhaps my favorite companion from Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door. Not even perhaps, he is my favorite companion. He is really cool, and his mustache, honestly, very, very impressive. Like, as a Bob-Omb, Bobbery is not that big. He's not physically imposing, but his damn mustache literally makes him look twice as thick as he is. His head adds a lot to that as well, his sailor's hat. This is a really good one. I'm not sure if it's a goat, though. Look at Charlton. Look at Goompapa. Look at the L-Star. Hi, beautiful, but not goat. I think that is a reasonable take, Cleatra. I agree with that. He is probably the most beautiful of the beautiful, but not a goat. Alright, and now, the legend. The one that started it all. The one that all of this entire mass of mustaches revolves around. Where does Mario come in here? Shave it up. You cannot do Mario dirty now. No, we cannot. Where in the world does the legendary Mario come in? Weirdly enough, his mustache has a different color from his hair. Same as his eyebrows. I'm not sure what is going on here. The same phenomenon as we saw with Waluigi. Black mustache, brown hair. Wario, black mustache, eyebrows, brown hair. Luigi, darker mustache and eyebrows than the hair, although not entirely black. Mario, even darker. What is happening there? Let's take away the aura that Mario has. Because of course Mario is a freaking goat. There's no question about it. He's a goat. I think it's small for his face and nose. Okay, a bit small perhaps. Yeah, his nose is pretty overpowering. I think the shape looks weird, honestly. This kind of has a beard shape, you know? Like if you took the mustache, you took it from his nose and you put it onto his chin, it would look okay. It would look normal. He has a beard as a mustache. That's actually funky. Imagine Mario with a full beard. Terrible. Yeah, perhaps. He would look way too young without a mustache. Agreed. Are we gonna put this in like good? Like I'm feeling a good, maybe a funky? Good for the beard sounds well. Mario the Legend coming right in the middle. Right in the middle there. Now we have one more picture left. Where would you rank this guy's mustache? I want to point out, same color as the hair. It's either goat or shave off. With one full vote, shave it off as one. Which means the final picture goes straight into shave it off. Next stream, I will shave it off. Thank you so much for participating. This is the full... Wait, this is it. It is surprisingly evened out. I thought that I would tend to like either do it way too beautiful or way too bad, but like every single category has a few contenders, and I'm very happy with the goats too. Those goats are fantastic. I think this is awesome, man. I think we did a good job there, and I hope you enjoyed this, man. Alright guys, this is me shaving my mustache. You ranked me to shave it off. I will comply. This is not even alright worthy. Out of all the mustaches that we ranked, you're gonna shave this one off? It's not a Charlton level mustache. It's not a Goompapa level. But it's not a shave it off. Looks fresh, you think so? Does that look better than the beard version? The mustached version of myself? That was it. That's it. You can go home now.